Hello, my name's McQueen, and today I am going to be talking you through some methods that I employ to make sure I never get a profile corrupt. And that's quite a bold statement, but believe me, it works. Now, first of all, I'm going to go through the steps in real time. I'm not going to do so much of my mucking about that I usually do, but yeah. So I was mocking up a level last night, just mucking around with something, so I'll show you. We'll go in there and load it up. Do not exit your game when you see that on the screen. That's a good way to get profile corrupt. Owning LittleBigPlanet is like owning a Mogwai. It really is. It's something cute and fluffy and little, but you know, if you mistreat it, it can go drastically wrong. So here we go. This is a little idea I've got. So this isn't complicated by any means. It's just a simple little platform idea that I've got. Whoa, that was close. That I'm going to employ for a level. Okay, so we save. We don't turn off. I'm going to save that. Let's pause it so we don't get anything else happening. So wait till that is finished in the bottom left hand corner, spinning round. We don't do anything else. And when I said owning a Mogwai, that's because it's cute and fluffy, but if you do something wrong it could turn really nasty really quickly. Don't ever press share and create. Don't ever do it. And don't suspend the app, because that is the way. That's what I was doing. You know, you could share recordings and that, but don't try and like edit your captures or anything like that and suspend this app, because that's when you can have problems. Right, we'll return to pod. Don't turn it off. Still not. It's going in the corner. Leave it well alone. And there we go. Now it's safe and we can turn it off quite happily. There's no disk access on the left hand corner. There's no hard drive access. Everything's fine. This also works for PlayStation 3. I own both copies, by the way, and I own the Vita, the PSP, the Karting, and 1 and 2. Yeah, I'm a bit of an Uber fan of Sackboys. And did you see that little flick up there in the corner? It was loading something in. Don't turn it off when that's happening either. And if that is happening for a long time and you're getting problems, then yeah, you may have to risk it. But you know that you're going to lose your data. But I did actually keep my pod, which was interesting. Anyway, so let's turn it off, and then I'll return to this screen, and so next time you should see we'll be back in this screen, but hopefully all my data will still be there. I've only got two or three things on my moon at the moment, but yeah, one of them was for that stupid Keemstar video I did the other day. Less said about that the better. Right, I'll be back in a minute. And so there we are. What I've done is I just quit the game, reloaded it, and as soon as I come back in, the loading has started. So this is the time to not close the application. Always close the application, then turn off your machine. Don't just turn off your machine. That's another tip I'd give you as well. Always close an application. It's pretty much like owning a PC. And that's what you used to have to do on PC. Another thing to avoid is probably playing with people that have poor internet connections can cause problems. From my experience, I have a poor internet connection and I don't have PSN, so you know I can only play on the PS3. But one thing I did do, prologue. Oh, I can't actually show you. Whoopsie daisy. Because with the profile reset, it's reset on my story experience. But one thing you want to avoid is playing with people that have half of Manglewood missing. Trust me, because then it will save to it saves locally as well, and it will save that you have half of Manglewood missing, and you have to redo the storyline again, and that's quite frustrating and upsetting. You have to sort of delete your data, your saved game data for your story. And you can do that without saving your collected objects. My collected objects remained as well from this reset. So yeah, it's because I did have the profile corrupt, which prompted me to make this video. But yeah, we're loading it up, and it takes a long time to load. We know that about LBP. People have complained about the loading times, but you know, get Skyrim. When you first play Skyrim Special Edition, you load it up and it loads really quickly. Then as you add more and more mods, it takes longer and longer as you exit and enter cities for it to load. Because you're adding more file data, and that's what DLC is. It's like adding more file data for it to load in and load out, and that's why you have increased loading times. So people with all the DLC are going to have a higher loading time than people with no DLC. But you're still going to have fairly lengthy loading times. And I think I'm running out of things to chat about on a loading screen. Come on. I have no problem with playing the story mode again, to be honest with you. But the profile corrupt happened for my own fault, because I tried to edit some footage whilst in. So don't suspend the app. If it says do you want to suspend the app, select no and close the app down completely, and that will guarantee you won't lose any data. Well, I can't guarantee it. No, there are no guarantees. But these tips and tricks I've been using across the PS3 and the PlayStation 4, and I've been using them for almost, I don't know how long. How long has LittleBigPlanet 3 been out in the UK and in Europe? That's how long I've been playing the game. So yeah, and I've had 2 profile corruptions, and both times were my fault. The other one was I turned off whilst in create mode. So these are things you should never do. Turn off in create mode, suspend the app. It's pretty much when it's in create mode, because you're at an editing stage there, and it's quite volatile, and also don't stuff the editor with loads and loads of objects, because you'll notice you'll get, when you get a spike in the thermometer and it goes and it shoots up and then back down. It used to do it in LittleBigPlanet 1 and 2 when you got when it was getting too complex on the screen, it'd shoot up then down. The engine is struggling there, and you're pushing it to the limits. And also with the dynamic thermo, you'll get a solid yellow bar that fills up. If that starts spiking and flashing, just come out that level. You're probably pushing it, or take some objects away, and then calm it down a bit and stop that spiking thing happening, because that causes problems as well for the engine, from my experience. By the way, I say this isn't fail safe, but it's pretty good. This is going on for way too long. What's going on here? I think I might have a problem. Anyway, I thank you all for listening. Oh no, hang on. Loading. Yep. Well, hey. Well, that took ages. That was ridiculous just to get to this screen. Well, look, see, I've completed that and got all objects, but some of them I haven't. How bizarre. So I guess I'm off dressed like... that costume reminds me of Alex from Media Molecule. So, and I sent him a nice message on Twitter the other day about his play, create, share presentation. The music that was made from it, I think that's fantastic. Right, so I'm going to go and play this and unlock some more bits. But I thank you all for listening. If you did like this video, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment as well. Let me know if this helped you out. And if you want more of these videos, let me know.